All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get this call started. Super excited to be on here with everyone who is on the call. I see some familiar faces. My name is Josh Amundson. I am 25 years old, and I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So if you're brand new on the call and you are also in Minnesota, you know what's going on, probably pretty close to you guys. But I have been trading now for about 7 years or so. I'm 25 years old. I started when I was 18 years old, and that's what we're on this call to talk about is trading, but before we get into that, I just want to let you know, if you are brand new on the call and let's say you've never traded a day in your entire life, okay, you understand nothing about trading and investing, just know that that's normal. Okay, that's most people on the planet. Most people around you, if you go ask, maybe it's your parents, significant others, coworkers, best friends, most people are not managing their own money. Okay, so just understand that's normal. And two, you know, it's, a Tuesday night, it's 9 p.m. Central Time, and you're going out of your way to hop on a call to learn about it. And so keep that in mind, guys. That is what separated me from a lot of people in my life that I had when I first got into, trading and entrepreneurship and investing. Okay. And so a little bit about me though, I started trading stocks when I was 18 years old. Had no idea what I was doing at all. I just basically made a trading account, put $500 in, and I eventually lost it, right? I was brand new at trading, okay? And then I got into cryptocurrency, which is like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. And I actually started the cryptocurrency club at my college where I was teaching professors and students how crypto works. And so you don't need to have gone to college, though. Keep in mind, you could be any person, anywhere in the world, with any background, any age, and you can learn how to become successful through trading. Okay. I just went to college because I was told to. So yeah, I created a cryptocurrency club. I made a pretty good killing off cryptocurrency, had a very pretty good, run with that. But then the thing that really changed my life is I had to get an internship to graduate college. It was at Pepsi in Minnesota, and I was sitting there working on the internship. We were making like 23 bucks an hour. It was pretty cool. I was grateful for it. Obviously, I was like 20 years old, and there was some kid in my office that was trading off of his phone. And so I'm interested in trading. I run over to him and I'm like, what are you trading? And he was trading gold. And so right there in the office that day, within a half hour, 30 minutes, I watched him make like $1,500. And it just blew my mind. I was like, I do not care about selling Gatorade and, soda and doing sales management anymore. I want to learn this skill. And so the industry and the business you're about to see on this call right now, I've been doing it for about 4 to 5 years full time now. And it's been an absolute beautiful journey. I'm super grateful for everyone who's, on this call that I've been trading with for a while, and all the people who are brand new as well. So let's get into it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen real quick. If you were on your cell phone, I would just turn your phone sideways. It's just gonna be easier to see what's going on, okay? So I'll go ahead and share my screen and we will dive into the information. Now, keep in mind, guys, right before I finish this information, in about 20 minutes or so, we have a special guest that's going to be on this call. Literally someone who has traded in front of millions of people across the world right on this call for us. And this gentleman is going to do a live trading session right in front of all of you. Okay. He's going to share his screen. He's going to show you how he marks up charts, and he's actually going to dive into trading live right in front of you. Okay. So stay on the call for that. Let's get into it. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. So I just want to let you know, if you are brand new on this call, this call is not going to be about trading. Okay. This call is not going to be about, what's the next best thing to invest in. It's not going to be about what you should buy or sell right now. We are going to do a live session right after this where you're going to see some live trading, but this call is more so to show you how we trade together as a team and how we're changing so many people's lives. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go through some information, and then we're going to switch gears and dive into it. All right. So real quick, I'm going to click on this. So the company and team that we are all a part of is called Driven Trading, and also IX Global. All right. And there is literally hundreds of thousands of people around the world that we trade with. All right. It's a lot bigger than just this Zoom call. But before I really get into trading and how we all do it together as a team, I want to break this down. All right. There are 4 ways how you, me, everyone on this call and in the world will make money the rest of our lives. All right. The one that most people are is in the top left corner. That's being an employee. Nothing wrong with that. That's most people. I've had plenty of jobs, right? Cut metal for a living. I painted houses. I took apart machines. I worked at car washes, cleaning cars. I worked at Pepsi, right? But I just don't really like people telling me what to do. Okay, so that's most people on the planet. And then there's also self-employed in the bottom left corner. This is where you own the job, right? A painter, a plumber, a farmer, if you don't show up, you're not getting paid, right? You own the job, but you still are employed to it. So that is 95% of people on the planet. They either have a job or they own the job, self-employed, but 5% of all the money in the world. So basically, the mass amounts of the population are fighting over crumbs, and it's not their fault. It's because, the government, the education system, they set it up in a way where they do not teach you and me and the average person how to access all the money. All right. So when I was 21 years old, I learned this, and it literally changed my life, my income, and my mindset forever. On the right side, this is what we focus on. We focus on being a business owner and being an investor. Okay. 5% of people on the planet are investors and business owners, but it makes up 95% of the money. Okay. This is where you learn how to do business expenses, how to actually set up a business, how to multiply your money through trading and investing. Guys, this is where all of the money is. It makes sense why they don't want to teach you how to access that money when we're going through school. All right. Imagine they were teaching all 8 billion people on the planet, hey, I'm going to show you how to get rich. It's not what their goal is with school. All right. So that's what we focus on here, guys. So let's get into it. All right. The people who created IX Global, we're going to talk about just specifically the CEO right here in the top left corner. His name is Joe Martinez, guys. He has a heart of gold. He's an ex-Marine, and he has changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives through this opportunity. Guys, literally in 3 years of us being around, just last year, they did almost $250 million in sales. Why? It's because there's hundreds of thousands of people that see the opportunity, what we're doing here. They see the vision, they understand the game plan, and how we're all here to grow, learn, and make money together, guys, as a team. All right. Team is together. Everyone achieves more. Okay. But let's get into trading. All right. Let's talk about trading. The people who run the trading team, this is the executive team. Okay. So the guy who started this entire trading team right here, his name is Corey Cromray. He's one of my really, really good friends. He actually lives pretty close to me out in Wisconsin, but he's always traveling the world, right? This guy is in every single room, it feels like, right? But he has been a professional trader for around 5 to 10 years, right? He's been trading for 10 years, but he's been professionally managing money for about 5, and he has made a big name for himself. Guys, when he was younger, he was like broke, bust, and disgusted. He didn't, I don't even think he graduated high school, but he learned the skill of trading and he mastered it. And over the last 5 years, he's been top 1% on TD Ameritrade, which is a United States brokerage, guys. And so what he did is he got tired of helping rich people get richer. That's what he's been doing for half a decade. And so he basically decided to create driven trading, which is where he will actually go live on Zoom several times a week. And you'll literally watch him trade his live money account, real money, right in front of you. And he takes trades in front of all of us every single week, week after week after week. And it's not just him. We actually have comprised a huge team of educators and traders. And one of those professionals is on this call right now. He's going to do a live trade session at the end. Okay. So let's kind of get into a little bit about what we do. All right. So this is a full blown academy where if you're brand new, you are going to learn how to completely be self-sufficient in trading. You're going to understand the very, very basics of trading. How do we make money? Where does the money come from? How do you do risk management? Very, very basic stuff, guys. It's a full-blown academy with live trade sessions and lots of cool features. So I'm going to get into it. When you're going through our academy, listen, you're going to see a lot of different, ads online and different gurus, right? I've seen a lot. I've been trading for 7 years. I've seen a lot of different stuff. Trust me. Here's the difference, all right? When you're going through our academy, guys, first of all, this is actually created by industry professionals, licensed educators. Not all of them, but almost all of them are actually licensed in the United States. Here's the cool part that I want to let you know. You do not need to master every style of trading. Okay. Yes, we teach cryptocurrency. You will learn a ton by an actual licensed professional. We teach futures. We teach stock trading. We teach Forex trading, currencies, commodities, such as gold, oil, silver. But you don't need to master all of them. Okay. You can come in and learn one style of trading You can actually focus on who's about to trade at the end of the call. His strategy is unbelievable, but you focus on one style of trading and you repeat it day after day after day. So when you're going through this academy, guys, listen, this is how it starts. All right. You start on level one, the very, very basics. All right. Level one is the basics of all the information. You know, how do you set up a trading account? What is a trading account, right? Really, really simple stuff. Then you get into level two, which is a little more intermediate, and then advanced, and finally the mastery level. As you're going through the academy, you can see here, guys, there's module 1, 2, 3. There's several modules inside each level. So you just go through these videos. They're very short, you know, like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. They get right to the point, but they're very specific and very easy to obtain. And as you're going through the academy as well, you can talk to people like me and other people who are inside the company, helping everyone grow in the mission. All right. So once you guys get through the entire academy, levels 1 through 4, it's go time. All right. Once you're through the academy, you will 100% understand what's going on, and you're going to be able to start your journey with actually being able to learn a strategy and make some money. All right. So guys, we have several different educators inside of our academy, not 100, not 200 different educators. We hand selected specific educators that actually know what they're doing, that are actually licensed. All right, guys. So the educator and the strategy that you're going to focus on is Driven Maverick, right? He's going to actually be on at the end of this call. His name is Jay Adams. He's literally educated millions of people on his strategy. Okay. So what is a strategy if you're brand new? This is a system that you're going to follow every single time you're going to trade. Imagine it's like check boxes, all right? If this happens, and this happens, I'm going to get into a trade. If this, and this doesn't happen, I'm not going to get into a trade, all right? It's a system for you to follow every single day, and Driven Maverick is a very, very successful system that you're going to see at the end of this call, all right? Now, once you're through this system, guys, this is kind of what it looks like when you're on the calls. Here's a call from Jay himself. You can see there is not a bunch of mathematics that go into trading, guys. You know, a lot of people think it's like the stock floor in those movies and there's numbers flying everywhere and it's just insane. Listen, your goal, if you're brand new, is to understand what you're looking at, understand what you're reading right now. And that's what we teach you how to do. We teach you how to determine which way the market is going to go based off of a few variables. And there's also some stuff that goes into it, guys, but it's not a bunch of crazy calculus like a lot of people think trading is. Okay. So let's get into this, guys, real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you some really cool stuff that's going to blow your mind. So we have live trading sessions almost every single day of the week. All right, this is really cool. These are real educators. One of them's on this call, one of the most successful ones. These are real-time trades. And these ideas you can literally copy yourself, which is really cool if you would like to. Here's the entire schedule. So there's calls Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday throughout the entire week. You can just hop on to whatever calls you're free during that then. So for an example, if you are a night owl, you can hop on 11 p.m. calls, 2 a.m. calls, you know, you can hop on in the middle of the night. And then there's morning calls, you know, 9 a.m., 8 a.m., you know, when the US market opens. Then there's some in the middle of the day, you know, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. And then also 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So whenever you're free, I want you to picture that right now. When you're free the most on a daily basis, that's when you're going to plug in and trade with the professionals, learn real time what's going on, and be able to take their trades too. On these calls, their goal is to obviously, you know, it's to help you make money. That's what the goal is in the end of the day. But their goal is to teach you. They want to help you learn while you earn. All right. So you're able to actually capitalize on what's going on while you're also still in the learning phase. Okay. So I just want you to also know, guys, one of my favorite parts about this is we have a crazy, insane app for our entire education system. So here's how this works. If you're not able to get on one of these different trading sessions, it's okay, because every single trade that they take will actually go onto this app right here. And so when you have the app on the App Store or Google Play, you get a notification every single time one of the educators is going to take a trade. For example, if the CEO, Corey Cromer, if he takes a trade, you get a notification in your app, and you can actually copy the exact trade if you want to. Open up your trading app and you can place it and take that same trade if you would like to. Seems pretty easy, right? It is that easy. But here's a double-edged sword. You're probably wondering, okay, well, what's the hard part about it, right? Here's the part that you're in control of, okay? You get to take every single trade from these educators, but you are in control of how much you're risking. Okay. You are in control of your risk management. All right. Some people come in and they're like, hey, I want to take my $500 trading account and I want to double it in the next 30 days, 100% growth. That's not realistic in a long-term aspect. That's not realistic in a long-term mindset, guys. We teach you how to have proper risk management. Okay. 1 second, guys. We teach you how to have proper risk management. All right. We're teaching you how to manage your wealth long term. We're not teaching you how to get rich in 30 days. We're teaching you how to get rich long term, guys. The one that actually counts, that will last. Okay. So just to keep in mind, so you guys know, we are also partnered with some of the best e-commerce space engineers and people with scaling ads on Pixel and Facebook. If you've ever built a drop shipping store, guys, we're just letting you know that we're partnered with some of the best people in the game. I built several drop shipping stores, and I've had success in it. It's been absolutely crazy. And I know that these guys know exactly what they're doing with their system. If you've ever wanted to sell products online. And the cool part about this as well is we actually, I don't know if it's frozen right now. If you take this business serious, we actually travel together and we all get discounts. It's so cool. So we all travel together. I think in about 3 days, I'm going to Dominican Republic. IS Global is actually flying us out completely, all expense trip paid. And it's because of the level of impact and how serious we are in this business. So just know, if you come in and, you take this business serious, better have your passport ready, because we're traveling the entire world. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears, guys. We got another like five or so minutes before we're going to pass it over and do a live trading session right in front of everyone on this entire call. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys, what does this academy actually look like? All right. I want to show you how to get on live sessions and how to navigate it. All right. So let's say, boom, you just got started. Okay. So right here on the home page, you can see that there is an academy tab. So you go to the trading quick start guide. All right. So trading quick start, and you scroll down on this page and you start right here, the getting started tab. All right. This is where you will download the Driven app. This is where they have different trade ideas that you can copy if you'd like to. Then the Telegram app. This is where we all communicate with each other. We have a big group chat where you're going to be able to talk to me. You're going to be able to talk to anyone that you would like to in the business. And then also you're going to download MetaTrader 4. MetaTrader 4 is where you're going to actually be trading your live trading account from, or you can have a demo account, fake money, and you can practice for a little bit. So these are the apps you're going to want to download. And then you're going to start right here on level 1. Okay. You're going to start on level 1, take notes. Note takers are money makers, right? I didn't take notes back in school, but when it started making me money, I put the pen to the paper. Level 1, eventually level 2, and you'll go through all 4 levels of this. And by the time you're completely through it, it's go time. This is where you're going to start learning a strategy. Okay. You're going to start learning a strategy such as Driven Maverick, which is you're going to hear about here in a few minutes. All right. Driven Maverick, guys, is an absolute beautiful strategy created by Jay Adams himself. And it's very, very simplistic. And you can go through and learn the entire strategy here. Okay. Now I want to show you, how do you get on a live trade session, right? We have several calls with ongoing education, live trade sessions throughout the entire week. So right here, if we go to the live tab and click live trade rooms, you can see here, we have a full-blown schedule. Whenever you're free, you can hop on these calls. All right. Let's say, for an example, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, that's 8 a.m. for me. I'm Central. I'm going to scroll down. There are some Spanish sessions as well, if you'd like to attend those, just extra. Amazing educators, by the way. And you come down though, and you just click on Jay Adams flyer. Okay. So right here, you can see Driven Maverick, Jay Adams. You just click on his flyer and his live session will open up. Now on this session, guys, you can actually understand it's Zoom integrated, it's real time, and you're able to just quickly join it. Now the meeting's not live because he's not doing a session right now. He is doing one in about 5 minutes or so on this actual call. All right, so that's how to get on a live session. Every single one is recorded as well. If you scroll down here, all of his favorite ones he's ever done. All right, so to get access to this academy, guys, I just want you to understand, there's a game plan. There's a whole system set up in place for you to go crush it. All right. Once you learn the academy, you learn the information, you understand what's going on. Once you actually learn a strategy, this is the time for you to learn how to become funded. Okay. We're going to teach you how to use other people's money and have potentially crazy, returns, guys. And so look at this. This is called the fundedtraderprogram.com. We're not affiliated with it. This is we're not partnered with them. This is not our company. There are hundreds of different companies where you can get funded in. This is just one I'm going to use for an example for this call. Okay. So there are companies out there that will literally let you use their money. They will give you money to trade with if you can just prove that you're good. If you can prove that you understand how to trade in a proper way, proper manner, use good risk management, they'll give you whatever amount of money you want to trade with. I'm talking $100,000 accounts, $200,000 accounts, 300, 400. You can trade with whatever size account you want. There's $1 million accounts, $2 million accounts, and you can scale higher and higher and higher. All right. Now, let me explain something. This is not a loan. This isn't a credit score, right? This is where you just have to prove that you understand what's going on. Okay. So let me explain this real quick. All right. So let's say that you wanted to take a $100,000 account challenge. All right. You want to trade $100,000, right? Well, you have to purchase this challenge. Look at this like a test. All right. This test for $100,000 on this website costs $489. All right. Now, again, this is not our website. There are $10,000 accounts that only cost $80. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to do 100K right away. All right, so let's say we just bought it, all right? They send you an email with the login information, okay? So you're gonna log in to the MetaTrader app, which is where you'll be trading with the account, all right? You log in, and in the first 35 days, they want you to show, can you grow the account 8%? Can you grow from 100,000 to 108,000? And it's not real money right away. This is just a test in the beginning. Okay. So how do you grow to 8%? You hop on our live trade sessions. You get on these calls and you follow along with our educators. You go through our entire academy and you learn levels 1 through 4. You also download our app and you're able to take trades from that, guys. In our group chats, we're all talking about trading. We're all working on passing accounts. People are either past, they're in the middle of passing, or they're just getting started. So you can do it with us as a team. Then if you pass phase 1, next phase 2, they want you to grow it 5%. Okay. So they give you a brand new 100K account. They want you to grow it 5%. If you can complete both of these phases, phase 1 and phase 2, they will give you the real $100,000 account, and any money you make, there's a profit split. All right. You get to keep 80% of whatever you make, and they keep 20%. Again, you're trading their money because they value you. Okay. So if you grew this to 110,000, you get to keep 8,000 and they keep 2,000. All right. Now there are some rules you need to follow. All right. The most you can ever lose on this account is 10% overall. All right. If you lose money in these accounts, by the way, you don't owe the money back. This is not marginal trading. These are just rules you have to follow. Okay. So if you do happen to violate or breach a rule, you just got to retake the test to get funded again. All right. Now, can't lose more than 10% in a day and or overall. And in one single day, you can't lose more than 5%. Okay. So what we teach you how to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we teach you how to pass these accounts. We teach you how to manage these accounts. We teach you how to perform on them and use them to your advantage here at driventradingacademy.com, guys. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I just want to explain one last thing real quick. In order to get access to all these different live trade sessions, have access to the entire academy, guys. Yes, these traders get paid. They're very good at what they do. So obviously this isn't free. I'm going to show you what I have. And so what I have is right here. And this is called a premium membership. Okay. $175 a month, nothing crazy. And you can start or stop it whenever you want, but this will give you access to our entire game plan. Guys, I joined 5 years ago. I've been doing this full time for 5 years now. It completely changed my life. Right. So when I first got started, $175 a month was a lot. I was like, oh boy. But, you know, I didn't know what it was going to do. I didn't know it was going to change my entire life like that. So this is the full blown academy, all the live trade sessions, the full access to the app. You have every single, you know, tool and team member that you can use through Driven at your disposal, which is absolutely awesome, guys. All right. So there's no contracts. You can start or stop whenever you want. Keep in mind something cool. If you are trading and you're making money, or, you know, let's just say you're enjoying it, right? If you're trading and making money, or you're just enjoying it, and you happen to know, you know, 3 different people who want to trade and make money how we're making money, you never have to pay again. All right. This is called 3 and free. Okay. This is called becoming an apprentice. All right. If you happen to share this company and you get them connected with us, 3 people, they will actually pay you back your $175 a month every single month. Okay. So you essentially have a free account. I got a free account 5 years ago, guys. if you want to do it, it's very easy to do. We're just looking for people who are looking for us. We're not in the game of convincing people. We're just showing people what we're doing, how we're winning, and they're able to be a part of it if they would like to and change their entire life. Okay. So if you have someone who's ever interested, just, make a group chat with that person and the person who got you on this call. And there will be calls like this more often for you to have them join, or a recorded version. Okay. So guys, we're going to go ahead and switch gears and do something absolutely beautiful and fun right now. Okay. So a lot of you on this call, because we're about to have a crazy back half. And all right, I just had to make him co-host. So we have a special guest on this call. And so this gentleman right here that I'm about to introduce, guys, he has literally changed the entire game for trading and investing. I'm not kidding. You can look him up on the internet. There's huge pictures of him talking in front of massive crowds of people because his strategy has changed so many lives. I've seen this individual like personally impact people that I know in real life on a whole different level. And he's just very humble, and he's making a huge impact within our community right here, guys. And so I'm just very blessed and grateful to be in business with him. When he goes through his trading call tonight, when he's going through his session and he's going to break down, how a strategy works and stuff, take notes, take notes and, write down everything that you're learning, because this is free education right here. This is free knowledge, and he's going to trade right in front of you guys. Remember, we do this every single Tuesday, guys, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go ahead and give it up to my guy, Jay Adams. Guys, drop some fire in the chat for my man. He's on the call right now. The spotlight is yours.
Yo, what up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, man. So appreciative to be here. Thanks so much for that information, guys. And Josh, of course, breaking it down super easy and super simple. Guys, you understand kind of what Josh just talked about, right? Like he just said that he has got a free account in understanding the skill set for the last 5 years. Like that's absolutely tremendous. And when you understand like what's really going on tonight, is we're learning how to move money, because money is essentially energy. I didn't understand what money was. I knew what money was. We all kind of know what money was when, we're first starting out and our parents tell us, get a job, get a job, get a job, do this, do that. And we kind of understand we need to make money to be able to pay for things. But that's not how the successful people continue to accumulate wealth. It took me a while to understand it. Once I started becoming a trader, I started to understand you need to make money work. So a lot of people see it like, oh, $175 a month. Oh, I have this and that stuff to take care of. When you put that 175 into movements, it will cause reaction in some other type of form. It is showing you that, okay, I'm willing to do 175, 175, 175. It's not even about the membership, right? We can talk about the trading. We're gonna do some trading tonight. It's the same thing with trading. If I'm willing to put up and show that I want to put my money to work, it is a flow of motion. I am showing, hey, I'm willing to make my money move. When money moves, it tends to make more money. Does that make sense? It's why people will say to invest. I don't know if Josh, you went over the cash flow quadrant on this specific call that teaches you how to become an investor. Man, I see my guy Connor. He's showing $100 bills right now. Shout out to Connor right there. He knows how money moves. He wants to make that money work and continue to grow so you can make more. And it's not so much about the money. It's about how the freedom money can achieve. So I want to get into something that has been 8 years in the making, guys. You might be like, 8 years, wow, I've been at this for 3 months, been in this for 2 weeks, whatever it is. But this is something that is 8 years in the making, that is exclusive with Driven. I can go into my backstory. I can tell you the successes I've had. I can tell you, Josh is talking about, I've been on stages across the world. Well, it's true. I've been on billboards across Europe with probably some people that you've learned from before in the past. I mean, you got guys like, I'm not going to say the names, but you can go look it up on my Facebook if you want to or whatever. But like, seriously, like top 10 of elite in the entrepreneurship field, I've shared stages with and stuff. It's not to impress you. It's to impress upon you that I wasn't always that guy. I wasn't always an individual, but I had a heart to help other people succeed. And through time, back in 2016, was my first introduction to trading. You guys have it easy now. I mean, today you got applications, you got all these academies, man, you got funding. Back then in 2016, there was nothing. Zip, nada. Nothing. There was YouTube University. There was no company. There was nobody out there doing this. But I was blessed at that time that God put me in a position to say, wow, I see trading. And because of the heart that I have to go and impact and inspire people, is I started giving value to other people. And through that, it allowed, again, being able to get in motion opportunities to come, where I created the first copy and paste app that you see now, that a lot of companies, and we have it here at Driven. It's kind of like it's the normal now. Oh, do you have an app? 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 I created the first ever trading application there was out there. And, you know, Maverick is a big portion of, from that till now, there's been a lot of maturity. See, what I've done in my studying, guys, is I'm not the individual who's going to come on here and say, you know, my strategy is the best, this and that, and you got to do my strategy and not this person's strategy, this strategy, blah, blah. No, because I keep it real. See, I'm the person that goes and tries these different educator strategies. I see something, I'm like, oh, let me see if this is real or not. Somebody's talking to talk, somebody seems like they're winning trades all the time. Let me see how it really works from my perspective as a trader. And I try it out. And most of the time, they don't work out. Why? Because they're all fabricated, they're all based around certain indicators and this and that, and they're always trying to take the easy way out of understanding the skill sets of trading. So through time, guys, 8 years, I've just been trying all this stuff, everything. Mix of indicators, that indicator, this person's strategy, that person's strategy, taking what I like, what I don't like, and kind of has morphed into an understanding of how the market really works, which 90% of things out there do not teach. Why? Because they don't want to teach it to you. They want you to keep on keeping on. They want you to keep on losing, so you keep paying for those funding tests, and you keep doing this, and you keep paying for everything. You kind of see what I'm saying here? So my goal here, and what the thing was with when I came to Corey in 2018, and Corey came to me in 2018, is he wanted to provide a true avenue for people to succeed. And it wasn't Driven at the time. It was the vision of Driven. And now you have Driven in existence back here about, what, 5 years, 4.5 years later? So all in all, Maverick is a culmination of the last 7 to 8 years of my experience in the market, right? Back testing, research, application, understanding what real market liquidity is, order flow, supply and demand economics, making for a system that will do what? Increase your probabilities in trading. I'll tell you a statistic that is a fact, because how do I know this? Because I talk to tech companies that run 10 of the major funding programs you can name off the top of your head right now. 10 of the tech companies behind that told me this statistic. You ready for this? 90% of people who take those tests fail. The 10% who get funded, 90% of those 10% who get funded fail. Why? I'll tell you why. It's because they're looking for the fast track, or they're too greedy to understand the thing about trading, which is risk management, or they don't understand how to increase their probabilities. See, people see opportunities like this, and they see their friend on Instagram, and they see this one group on Telegram or whatever it is, like every single day, it like looks too good to be true. It's like, it's hitting, it's hitting, it's hitting, it's hitting. It's like, man, you look at that chart, look at that chart. Oh man, this guy, look. And then you get involved in a group, and it's crap. And you're sitting there like, oh, most of these guys are marketing gurus that you've looked at too in the past and stuff like that. That's fine and good and stuff. But what I'm saying is, why is this statistic still show 90% of people fail their test, if so on and so forth is teaching an actual thing that works in the market? Somebody explain that to me, because I'm still looking for an answer. I'm just here to keep it real. So my goal is to change that statistic. What if you were able to just increase your probabilities in trading? What do I mean by that? I'm going to give you an example. When I first got involved in trading, I thought I needed to trade every single day, every single hour I was awake in existence, every single time I was in the car, like looking, here we are. Oh, I'm looking at let me look at the chart. Let me see what's happening now. Up, move the dollar. Up, now minus the dollar. Has that ever been you? post a 777 in the chat box if that's ever been you, right? You become obsessed with it. You become so obsessed that you feel the need to get in a trade. It becomes like an addiction. It becomes a high where you come to the market, not to sit down as a professional and analyze, but you come to the market and thinking, where's the trade? Where's the trade? Where's the trade? I'm feasting for the next trade. I'm feasting for the next trade. And what tends to happen, guys? I've done this for a long time, so I can say it. What tends to happen, it's not a lack of education. It is a lack of increasing your probabilities. Stay with me here. What if you would have just taken a step back for a second and said to yourself, do I really need to enter this trade right now? It may not have all the confirmations that I need. Do I really need to enter this? What do a lot of people do? They enter it because of FOMO. It's a natural human tendency. For example, like we'll get into some charts here in like 5 minutes, but it's like, oh man, the trade's already moving. It's already moving. Should I get in? And people get in when the move's already halfway done. And then they'll get in and they'll see drawdown and be like, oh no, it's going the opposite direction. Let me cut it out. And they're so fast to do all these things where now they lost 3 times. And even if they hit it on the 4th time and they win, well, what if you would have just eliminated those first 3 losses? How much more profitable would you be? And how much more freedom would you have to go live life and do life, what you want to do in life? That's about increasing probabilities. That's what Maverick does, because it teaches you more so patience, teaches you institutional order flow, true liquidity, where supply and demand is, real smart money, okay? I say that because real smart money, and proper risk strategies, okay? We're gonna dive into it here real quick. I want you to look at this chart real quick. Okay, we're getting to some real charts here. I'm not gonna take up too much time on this. I think it's important to go through this. But look at US dollar to the Swiss franc, right? And you see here, it's a very simple chart. No indicators on the chart. You see a gray box down to the downside, and you see dollar signs across a black line. Well, that dollar sign right there is representing where true liquidity is. Most traders are like, no, you need to look for this trend line, and it's here, and they make it so more complicated than it needs to be because they want to be relevant to the space, right? They need to be different. They need to be new, or they need to show something on a chart that they came up with so they can seem relevant in the space. But it's more simpler than that, guys. This is it right here. Okay, I identify where the zone I'm looking for price to pull back into. Trading and the markets are a business, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I'm almost done my Series 65 studies, okay? That means I will be a licensed financial advisor. I can go to Wall Street and I can work with a bank and run their entire investment advisory firm if I wanted to when I become licensed here in the next couple of weeks. What I'm saying is I've learned a lot on that huge big boy money side through my studies that people do not teach, that a lot of people do not understand, which is why 90% fail. When you see a chart like this, it looks simple. It's all you really need to be simple. You are trading prices. Prices. You're not trading charts. You're not trading indicators. You're not trading candlesticks. You are trading prices. What do prices reflect in business? Supply and demand. Firms see prices, for example, this first bull run, they look at it 9,100 and they decide to accumulate orders enough where they get enough buy contracts to move price up. They see enough demand from the US dollar to the Swiss franc to move price all the way up to 93,400. And then price goes down and down and down. And you see, and you can identify these areas where they exchange hands. And then you can use things like understanding structure points, breaches in the market, where you can identify and increase your probabilities on said direction. The whole entire goal here is to understand now, the second half of that is understanding now, instead of thinking that price is going to move away from a certain area, is that price most of the time will always pull back into an area of accumulation or distribution. Meaning what? Into an area of supply or demand. Your order blocks, they're all really the same thing. Why? Because there's an individual called a markets maker whose sole purpose is to create balance in the markets, right? we go through charts here, you can see every single candlestick to the wicks, most of the time are always fulfilling one another. It is when an instance, you can see it in the gray box, when a huge volume shift happens in the markets, there creates an imbalance. So we can use those to identify, again, use an extra confirmation to get into the zone where it turns into something like that. Oh, wow. How did you know it was going to go to the blue zone, Jay? How did you know it was going to liquidate the low? Based on things I've taught and studied, back tested for the last 8 years. And this is a huge trade setup right here, right? So, you know, obviously understanding, we're going to go through these steps here on the live chart, but like, this is just a back testing in our live sessions. Josh is talking about live session and stuff, so you can see this. These are charts. I really don't move them or switch them or stuff, but this is just a back case study from an actual product you get access to at Driven. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different setups. And this is from about November, I would say November 6th, all the way to December. So it's a month. On this specific pair, there's only 5 trades on this one pair in the entire month. Most of you guys may look at me like bananas and say, only 5 trades, only 5 trades, only 5 trades. You know what my RR, risk to reward, was on that? Let's just use this for an example. Trade number 1, that's about a 1 to 4 RR. Trade number 2, that's about a 1 to 3 RR. So we're up to 1 to 7 RR in 2 trades. You know what that means? It means whatever I risk, I got 7x that amount. If I risk 1%, I am now up 7%. Kind of see what I'm saying? Look at the third one, big boy. You can see the red compared to the green. That's what? Probably a 1 to, I would say 1 to 12. So now we're up 1 to 19. Let's look at trade number 4. Probably about a 1 to 5, I would say. Kind of low balling it. But you guys kind of get the idea, right? Losses will occur, of course. But what Maverick does is, because it is an order flow strategy, it will give you low risk transactions for high rewards on that same transaction. Well, what does that do? That gives you then the opportunity to go be more free, to execute less trades, increase your probabilities to give you an edge above everybody else, to trade like the big boys. That makes sense? Makes sense, right? Okay. So for example, let's go to some charts here and let's look at what's currently going on. Now, this time of the day, I typically do not trade. It is 10:49 p.m. at night. It is called the Tokyo session hours. So it's pretty much an accumulation time in the markets, because I'm not the trader who's looking for the quick in and out, right? I'm like an institution who waits for the perfect area of confluence to execute, so I can just set it on my broker, and then I can kind of glance at it and manage it for the rest of the week. Sometimes I'll trade once a week, right? Sometimes I'll get 5% in a week. Right now I'm managing the portfolio. I'll just say it on the call, 7 figs. So if I do 5% of that week, I get 80% of that. Okay, cool. That's just on one trade. Sometimes you can do that. Imagine if you guys were able to do that. Oh, wow. You know, like Josh is talking about, I go and get funded and I scale up to, let's say, even if you get 500K and you're doing 2% a week. Wow, that's big. That's 6 figures a year, like from your phone, from trading, learning a skill set. Then you start to understand through the Driven Academy what to do with that. Where do I put it? Because money needs to consistently work, right? You don't put it in a savings account. Savings account, your money dies. Trading accounts are your savings account when you learn the skill set of trading. So if we're looking at this market here, right? I'm going to use this as, these are all examples from you know, our sessions over the week. So let's look at here, Euro USD, right? You can see this first box here I'm going to draw up. I do the same thing, dollar signs. We're looking for that to run liquidity. So if we go back in time, right? How did I know that price was going to move from this black line down to this area here? How did I know? When most people see this engulfing candlestick here, they're like, oh my goodness, I need to buy. Let's long. And this is what people do. They're like, wow, look at that engulfing candle. Let's pull back to the top of this candle bar. We'll put our stop loss here. And this thing's going to the moon. And then look what happens. Swamp, swiped out the trade, liquidated. Oh man, price wicked below the low and it closed above. Now look at this engulfing candle for me here. I'm going to trade this engulfing candlestick here, right? Tell me I'm wrong, because I know I'm not wrong, because I've seen how people trade for 8 years. A lot of different people, right? Live in time. I got a lot of time on the charts, and then you let see this play out. And it's like, well, instantly swiped out of the trade. Has this ever happened to you? Has it ever happened to you where you see something that you think your mind sees and you execute it and it just swipes you out and you lose, and you're sitting there like, what the freak just happened? Post some twos in the chat box if it's ever happened to you. 222 in the chat box. Right? It's happened to every one of us. It happened to me plenty of times. That's why I learned. That's why I learned to be patient enough to understand, wow, if I would have just taken a step back and understood that from this area here, I'm going to re-highlight this in blue right here. And you see this last candle here, and you see this volume shift that caused what's called a breach in the market. This was a form of liquidity that got ran. Who started and caused that market to create a new high? It was this person down in here. Well, if you notice, from that volume shift in the market here in the 4-hour, you can see that imbalance in the market. What is an imbalance? Let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's check it out. Here's what I'm talking about every single time. You see wick, close, wicks down, close, wicks up, close. You see most of the time, the market is in balance because there needs to be balance. It is a market maker's job from the big boy standpoint, who's at the other side of the desk, trading billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars that are in this space. The ones that we are up against each and every single day, their whole goal is to make sure all of the price points, the micro price points, have some type of opportunity for buyers or sellers to engage in, right? You can see it. Look, wick, wick, wick. So you can see now when it comes to this shift, and I see that now buyers are in control, and I see the buyers here who engaged created this imbalance in the market here. Well, I know that their job is to bring it at least down to that point. Super important to understand, because check it out. If I would have understood that and had that as a part of my strategy, I wouldn't have traded here. I wouldn't have seen this engulfing candle and said, I got to take this trade. I wouldn't have seen this wick past this low and see this engulfing candlestick like 90% of the education out there will tell you to do, and execute that and lose 2 times before I finally get it. No, waiting, waiting, waiting until what? Oh, wow, look at this doji candle that goes off of this black line here. Interesting concept, is it not? So even if I would have just seen that itself and understanding that the liquidity is at the high, and I look at that as an opportunity in the markets, and I say, okay, if I want to swing this, now I will put my stop below this low, because once it gets to this low, what? Those buyers are not engaging at that price, and they're going to continue to let it run the opposite direction. But let's just say they want to run it, and look at that, a 1 to 2 RR. And you get a nice clean entry, and it boom, there you go. Just like that. What I teach in the academy and on the live sessions is how can we refine that even more. That's when we're going on a lower time frame. This is the only time we should be going on the lower time frame. And I look at how accumulation and distributions work. What do I mean? I mean, let's look at this from the 5-minute standpoint now. Price hits the zone where? Right here at the low. Well, I see this, and I see the market run down and break a new low and create a new low. So am I going to buy instantly? Yes or no? I need some participation here, because class is in session. Okay? No. Oh my goodness, I see this market runs up like this. Am I going to buy? Yes or no? No. Why? Because if you understand how order flow works, this is the box that is still to the downside. It doesn't mean we look for pullbacks and shorts, because why? Because the higher time frame which is essential in understanding order flow. We just had a rejection and we're in what's called the point of interest in that said area. So I am not going to buy until I see confirmation that they want to buy from said area. So when does that happen? It happens when you see it. So this draw here, come on, breaks out here. And it does what? Retests. Well, now check this out. If I do a retest from that broken high right here, come on. Just like this, see my drawings there. And now my stop loss now goes from 60 pips to about 28. But I'm still looking for that higher time frame run on liquidity, which is where? Right there. Wow, look at that. It goes from a 1 to 2, where I could swing it and say set and forget it, to a little bit more time and patience. It could be a 1 to 4. It's the same transaction in the market. We're both buyers in the same situation in the market. But let me put this into perspective for you real quick. This is something that changed the entire game for me when it came to really mastering the skill set and not treating it like gambling, like I'm going to the casino and just want to get $1 bazillion, right? It really wasn't about the money to me because I knew the money would eventually come. What it was about was getting so good at executing and so good at entries and entry techniques that no matter what, over and over and over again, well, today, let's use this as an example. Today, I can have $100 account size and I can risk 10 bucks. And on this trade, I would have made $41.39, okay? What if you got so good at identifying the same move over and over and over again? Let's say 2 years from now, or a year from now, I'll just say a year from now, you get funded 10K. Oh, wow. Now that turns it into what? $4,138. Same trade. Trader A didn't do anything different from trader B, besides the fact they had more capital at hand. What if you get so good at this, okay? What if you get so good at this that in 5 years from now, and you take tests like Josh was talking about, and you get $1 million account? What is that? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. There you go, $1 million. And you won't be risking 10% of $1 million, I'll tell you that. Let's say 1.5%, right? Even at that 1.5%, what is the profit on this one trade? You're risking 15K to make what? 62K. How long did this trade take? Oh, wow. From execution point to the time it ran profit was 1 day, 15 hours, and 20 minutes. I don't know about you, but if I do trade $1 million account, would you wait? Let's see. When price starts pulling back, would you wait? I'm going to ask this question. 6 days? Would you wait a week and not trade this one pair for a week and just say to yourself, let me kick back. Let me focus on analyzing the markets and not being so hesitant about executing every single minute of every single day in hopes that I get paid, to be patient enough to get that one trade right there. One trade, 62K on $1 million in funding. What would that look like and do for you in your life? See, these are the questions that I asked myself when I first started at this thing, because when I found trading, I was broke. I had nothing. I was barely paying the bills. That's it. You may be like, well, Jay, how were you able to do this? Because I worked my ass off and I did extra jobs so I could fund accounts. So I could put 100 here and there and there and there, and every month put $400 in, and I was patient and patient and patient. And through the laws of compounding interest, what happened? And then a couple of years ago, funding came out and changed the entire thing. Oh, wow. Now I don't even need to put my capital at risk. Now I can go to a firm and show I'm good enough, and they can give me funding, and I can get 80 to 90% of it. Sweet. They didn't have that 8 years ago. You see why it's super important, guys, and why I teach what I teach? It's because You're going to increase probabilities. You're just going to minus your losses. That's the edge. It's not some indicator that's giving you buy and sell signals on the chart, because half of the time they don't work. They're lagging. Half of the time they don't even give you an alert where it should be. And then the other half of the time, they disappear. Y'all don't think indicators disappear? Maybe some of them don't. The standard ones, moving averages and stuff like that. I've seen people trade along with a system where somebody created, and it's X indicator mixed with X indicator mixed with this indicator, and that's how they learned trading. They didn't learn about supply and demand, support, resistance. They didn't learn about order flow and all these things that's here. They learned that one system. And guess what? One day, one of the indicators, poof, gone. Well, they knew how to take an execution on a trade because they knew it moved into the one moving average and this crisscross applesauce and did this. Well, now they had to relearn everything. I've seen it happen in real life. So this is why I'm passionate about teaching what I teach. So that's Euro, right? Euro's bullish. We can take a look at indices. Here's another thing with indices. You want to understand order flow. Well, how did I know that we were going to catch this trade on NASDAQ here based on this, right? If you take a little step back, I'm actually going to, I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to go over a US 31 that we call in live trade rooms as well. Look at this. From here to here in this box, based on a higher time frame, was what? The breakout of a trend that got broken since the 21st December of 21. So from the 27th Christmas of 2021 all the way to here, based on data, price finally broke out of this high that was here. And it was caused by what? This demand zone, this gray zone you see here. I'll just relabel it. So now you can be like, which gray zone? Let's change this color and we'll do green. All right, we'll do a different color. That green zone was the demand zone based on that entire market movement. So in the understanding, yes, you can do intraday trading throughout here, but when it came into the green zone, we were waiting for confirmation of price to move to the upside, right? Now check it here. While this did move away, it did what's called absorption a little bit here, but still we'll use that same entry model technique here. And this is, I haven't changed this chart at all. This was back a trade we did back in March. So here you can see the market comes up, doesn't break this high. I'm going to teach you all this. These are what's called schematics, guys. Schematics happen over and over and over again based on the laws of Wyckoff theory. You can look it up if you want to, right? It's not that complex and stuff. I do it a different way, use some principles, but I understand by looking at the charts what happens, okay? I understand what happens. And when this happens, you can see this blue zone I had highlighted. Well, I wanted to execute off the blue zone and my risk was underneath this wick here. Check it out. That's a 126-point risk. Maybe like, dang, Jay, 126 points? Yeah, but I knew the liquidity was going to run this high that was created based on the higher time frame. That is what? That's a 1 to 6.89 RR setup. Right then and there. So I executed on this day. It was Wednesday. All these days, Thursday, Friday, the next week, I didn't need to execute a trade because I'm already in it. Increased probabilities. 6 to 8, 9, if I wanted to. Now, can you execute within that same trade if you want to? Yes, because now you understand the flow of the market. Price breaks out above. I could do this all day long. Price is going to what? Attract to the imbalance that's right here. Look at this imbalance from this to here. What does price do? Pops into the imbalance, shows a distribution, goes and clears new highs. What's the market do? Oh, wow, there's a whole accumulation in this area. Price pulls back into that. Look at this. This is important to understand. Oh my goodness, NASDAQ. Look at this huge NASDAQ sell. Bro, I got to get in. I got to start selling. I'm going to get in the pullback and sell. Swamp, swipe that out of trade, liquidated. Oh, well, now it's going to sell. Up, nope, not going to sell. It's going to go up. And then you swipe that out of that trade. And then what does it do? Oh, now it's going to go down and does what? Boom, creates new highs. See what I mean? Don't be so quick to jump the gun. What about today, for example? Okay. What about today? These are stats from last week as well. 2,190 pips from 3 of our sessions. One day was 69 points. Other was 15, and another one was 135. That 135 you see right here. I still have it highlighted on the chart. But today, for example, I'm going to leave it with this. I wouldn't call this a part of, it's part of Maverick, I guess. But if I just understood the flow of the market, okay? If I look at the market buys up here, and then it finally runs here, looks like it buys up, and then it runs again, I'm now in the understanding that this trend is starting to change to the downside. So when price looks like it wants to go up, what happens? Sells down. It sells down. Price looks like it wants to go up. It does what? Sells down. We'll check it out here. From this sell, if I'm just following order flow now and I understand I'm now in a selling market, we see what? An imbalance from here to here. And we see the zone, our supply area of accumulation, was from here to here. Let me change that color. Too much green. Money green. So what? We would look to re-engage in sells when it clears the imbalance, potentially goes up here. You look at that. Oh, wow. Look at the low. All we need is that low to be ran. That low that was created. Boom. Just like that, 1 to 5. Look at today's session. There's things in the academy that you'll learn, like Josh was talking about from Corey, where you can use some things that you like. Today, I just happened to use it. I wanted to see the intraday hours because NASDAQ specifically, I don't do it on Forex, but NASDAQ specifically is a securities traded market. So why wouldn't I use strategies that Corey uses for futures that makes him in the top 1 percentile of all futures traders for the S&P 500 for the last 5 years straight on TD Ameritrade? Why wouldn't I use something that he wants to use, right? That's made him successful, mixed with what I know. Okay, cool, I'm gonna do it. So today I did it, and we have these color-coded areas of the last 4 days of just trading volume. It's the high and the low of the last 4 days. Look at the purple. So today, you could have seen this and been on session and said, wow, look, if it breaks below the purple, we are in a selling zone area. So if I understand now Maverick, wow, what cleared this low in this 5-minute time frame was this box right here. In this box, I'm into understanding supply is right around in here. Well, look, now I can use that intraday confirmation. Wow, look at that purple line, which is the previous day's low. And when I see the market react as an engulfing candle right there, I can then say, wow, I now have an alignment of different things combined in one where I can short this market, and the market just completely dropped about 170 points in a matter of, I don't know, how long was this? A couple hours, I think it was. Here to here was, 5 hours, 5, 6 hours. Okay, cool. That's just one day. 1 to 3.22 in one day. What does that mean? If I risk $100, I just made 322 bucks. If I risk $1,000, I just made 3,000 and what is that? 220 bucks. You kind of see what I'm getting at? You see how the money works? Money is always exchanged. You're either going to be on the winning side or you're going to be on the losing side. I know I went like kind of 10 minutes over and stuff like that. I get super passionate about teaching, but nonetheless, I was looking at this market before. I didn't see too much, which is why I don't want to get anybody into any trades. I'm not the trader who's going to just pick a trade to, get you guys in there and see things. But what I'm doing is I'm teaching you real things. So now when the main sessions come, New York session, London sessions coming up, and you see these start to play out and you understand supply and demand. Wow, look, that's something that's off from Jay. And you get the right moment to strike. That's when you get involved. Other than that, there's no forcing, there's analyzing. I analyzed the markets before I came on here. I really don't like anything in the market right now. So we're just going to let it kind of do its thing. But I did want to come on here and show you how the money is essentially made. It's made off your RR, your risk to reward. And these prices over here, they move in what's called either points or pips. And based on the leverage and the risk that you put at hand is the reward that you will get out of it. So Josh, I don't know if you want me to close this out, if you want to close it out and stuff. But that's pretty much.
You can close it out. Don't worry.
What's that?
You can close it out.
Sick. Awesome. But I appreciate being on here. We're going to continue to do a lot more of these in the future. It doesn't mean I'm not going to look for trades in the future. I will. Just because I came on here before, I didn't really see anything. I just want to do more kind of guys, give you an intro into it, and then we'll continue to do these. And if I see something one time that you guys hop on here, man, it's then it's go time and stuff like that. Nonetheless, guys, it's great information that Josh shared with you all. Yes, you can come on here, you can learn, be a part of the community. The company is amazing. They do travel stuff. I'll actually see you, Josh and Jay, here in a couple of days at DR. Full expense paid. He's not lying. Paid for everything. I just got the email now, like transport, like they're saying, oh, look for X amount person when you get to the airport in DR, so you can, get picked up and driven to the resort and stuff. I'm like, sweet, and stuff. So there's just little perks and stuff when you get invested into the community and stuff. Not necessary, but it's always good to get a paid trip and travel. And I always say this, life's too short. We're meant to see the world that God created for us. And that's why I got deep involved in trading. And that's why I'm passionate about teaching people how to trade so they can wake up to the realization that if some kid at 25 years old who was living back home with mom and dad, which was me, okay, that was me, 25 years old, 25. I'll be 34 in July, a couple of months. If I was back home with mom and dad after being successful, having success, found trading, found a way, and can now travel and do whatever I want. I haven't had a job for the last 8 years, haven't had to listen to somebody, okay? Well, why can't somebody else do that? You can do it. That's the thing. You got to understand and switch your subconscious mind into understanding that we are limitless beings, and the limits that you place are created by you. Nobody creates limits in your life besides your own mind. So become a part of the family, guys. I'm looking forward to it. We'll shift your mindset, shift your focus, and continue to give you the life that you want to do if you want it. So I love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Much love. God bless. Peace.